Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Errol Barnett at the CBS Broadcast Center here in New York City. We begin this Monday with breaking news. New York's LaGuardia Airport is shut down. There was a deadly collision on the tarmac between an Air Canada jet and a Port Authority fire vehicle late last night. Now, officials say at least 2 people were killed and dozens more injured. The plane was significantly damaged, with the nose of the jet completely destroyed, as you see there. The Federal Aviation Administration issued a ground stop. It is expected to last until at least 2 p.m. Eastern.
It could be later if they decide that they need additional time as part of their investigation. All people who were on the plane have been accounted for.
CBS News correspondent Michael George is tracking the latest on this and joins me now in studio. Michael, this is so shocking. What happened?
Yeah, a tragic situation. It's causing a real mess at LaGuardia. Yeah. So here's what we know, Errol. Officials say the 2 people killed were pilots. The NTSB is now investigating the collision. 72 passengers and 4 crew members were on board. Air Canada Flight 8646 was coming in from Montreal. The jet had landed and was slowing down. According to Flight Radar 24, the plane was going 24 miles per hour when the collision happened. Now, this was a Jazz Aviation flight operating on behalf of Air Canada. It's a smaller plane, and you can see just how much damage was done. The Port Authority ground vehicle was responding to another aircraft operated by United that had reported an odor issue. Now, a man on a different flight says he knew this was serious once he saw the wreckage.
The pilot came on and said there's been an accident with an Air Canada and a fire truck. I looked to my right out my window. I saw some emergency vehicles approaching. We got a really good view of the plane missing the whole front nose.
Now, in a statement, the Port Authority says emergency response protocols were immediately activated, and the Port Authority Police Department is working closely with the airline and federal authorities. Errol?
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Gregory Feith is a former senior air safety investigator for the NTSB, that's the National Transportation Safety Board, and joins us now to try and make sense of this. Gregory, good morning. We should be clear, it's very early in the investigation, but our Chris Van Cleve reports that the emergency vehicle was granted permission by the control tower to cross the live runway, and that was despite a plane coming in for landing. So how does a mistake like this happen?
Well, one of the things that the NTSB will be looking at is the controller's workload and, of course, situational awareness. That is, was this controller aware that he had cleared that airplane to land on the runway? Did he actually see the aircraft on the runway prior to clearing the fire truck? And it's obvious from the audio that's out there that he recognized he had made a mistake. Tried to get the fire truck to stop by yelling, "Stop, stop, stop, truck one, stop." Unfortunately, it was so late in that ground roll for the Air Canada aircraft that there was no way to avoid a collision.
And as you lay that out, we know that staffing at air traffic control towers has been a long-standing issue in American aviation. We can all think back to the crash outside Washington at DCA, where the NTSB found that the air traffic control's degraded performance led to a military chopper hitting a regional jet. So what should the focus of this investigation be? Does this all come down to possibly air control staffing?
Well, I think that's only one part of it, Errol. The biggest thing is communication. And what was the controller doing? Like you brought up, and just like what happened at Washington National, typically at night when arrival rates go down, staffing goes down. So the question will be, was this particular controller working multiple positions? Was he working ground and local control, which controls the aircraft inbound for that runway? Again, it's obvious that he was talking to another airplane, the Frontier aircraft. He had just cleared the fire truck, and then something drew his attention back to the runway to realize that the aircraft was still on the runway in the tail end of their landing roll, with the fire truck rolling across the runway. So it's all about situational awareness, distraction. This is human factors. This is what the board, I think, will be focused on, is what was the controller doing? How much of the workload? Was there fatigue involved, since it was a nighttime operation? And these controllers work varying shifts. They work a morning, a mid, and a night. So fatigue will definitely be one of those questions that needs to be answered.
Yeah, at least 2 deaths from this. So disturbing to see. But Mr. Feith, thank you for walking us through what the focus should be. We appreciate your time.